Good morning, Internet!
What is up, guys? How are you all doing? I'm doing great, thanks for asking. And what do I have here? We have a quick little video where I want to talk about one thing and one thing only, and that is getting your aim better or becoming better at a game in PC platform, any game whatsoever. These things that I'm about to tell you in this video are applicable to absolutely anything, and they can be used for any game. But I would need to mention that this video is not for those expert PC players or those who play constantly or have played for a long time. You would already know these things that I'm about to say. These are for the new guys who are transitioning over to the PC for the first time maybe, or maybe they're trying to give it a go and see what happens, or they haven't played in a while so they're trying to get their aim back, or they play but they want to get better, or somebody who just plays very casually and wants to improve. The things I'm about to tell you are for those guys. So, what could you do to improve your game on the PC? Keyboard and mouse, of course. Well, that's rule number one. You have to use a keyboard and mouse. I know there are a lot of console players out there who want to play on the PC and they want to transition to that other platform and they want to keep their controller from their Xbox or PlayStation, whatever. That's just not going to cut it. If you want supreme accuracy on the PC, you've got to use a keyboard and mouse. However foreign it may look, however different it may feel, you have to get used to it one way or another. There is no shortcuts, I'm afraid. So, what could you do? First and foremost, you need to be comfortable. It doesn't matter what you're sitting on. It could be a rock. It could be the hardest sofa in the world. It could be really soft. It could be big or small, or the chair could be a different shape. None of that matters. What matters is, are you comfortable? Because you need to get comfortable. You need to be able to sit down for an hour or two, or maybe multiple hours, and not feel uncomfortable or feel bad. That's rule number one. You gotta get your comfort in order. Number two is the screen. You want a high millisecond response monitor. There are many different types and makes out there. I personally use a Samsung. It has a 3 millisecond or 5 millisecond response time, which is very, very quick. I play on a 24-inch monitor or screen. I would suggest no lower than that. 20-inch screens or monitors are just too small. You can't get enough peripheral vision and you can't get enough detail in there. I would say anything between 23 inches to 27 inches is perfect. On top of that, you need to be accustomed with the game you're playing. So like I said, this isn't exactly applicable to one game in general. It's universal. It can be applied to any PC game. You need to be comfortable with that game. You need to spend hours and hours playing it and getting used to the game and the game mechanics, because it's all about getting comfortable and getting used to your surroundings. Next is practice. Practice makes perfect, so you have to keep on trying. Even though you may suck at first, and believe me, when I first tried PC gaming when I was about 10 or 12 or whatever, I sucked. But obviously I carried on playing and I got better and better and better. The next point would be mouse mat. You need to have, I would say, at least a 20 centimeter, maybe 25-30 centimeter mouse mat to give you enough circumference and area to control your mouse on, so that it doesn't fall off the mouse mat or get caught on the corners. It gives you enough room and grip to control the mouse nice and effectively. And the next point is keyboard. Keyboard and mouse, I'll do them separately. For me personally, I don't mind which keyboard you use. Again, it's just getting used to the keys and getting a feel for them and knowing where they are. So, for example, play in a well-lit room. If you have a very dark room, make sure that you have one of those keyboards with LED lights, which lights up the keys so that you can see them at night. Me personally, I have my PC in a very well-lit environment, so I don't need that. And I also just have a standard keyboard. I don't need like an ergonomic one or a gaming one. However, if that's what you feel comfortable with and that's what suits your playstyle and your way of using the PC or gaming, then for sure go for something like that. And last but not least, the mouse itself, of course. Now, again, I would recommend Razer because they make one of the best mice out there. I personally use the Razer Death Adder. Brilliant bit of kit, but it could be any sort of make or model, but again, it's just about being comfortable with what you use. And one thing that I could say in terms or in regards to the mouse is that make sure that the DPI isn't too high and it isn't too low, because for example I use a 3500 DPI mouse. You don't need to go to like those crazy mouse like 6000 or whatever, because you're not going to see the difference. It's basically just going to fly across the screen. Of course you can have settings and stuff which you can adjust, but I would say that the best way to find out what sensitivity you play at is by getting your mouse mat and placing it straight on the table, getting the mouse and putting it on the left corner and making your character do a 360. And if you can do that with one go, then that's pretty much what you need. But if you have to stop and start, or you have to adjust yourself, then you need to change the sliders on the settings for the mouse or in game, up or down depending on how it feels. And that's how you get perfect aim with the mouse. And those are my tips. Anything else apart from that would be, again, just keep on practicing. Make sure that your system can run the game, because if you lag and your internet connection is kind of problematic, or you're getting low FPS, then those will hinder your performance, so you need to kind of improve those, but that's kind of common knowledge. But apart from that, those are the things that are specific to getting your aim better when it comes to PC gaming. I hope this has helped you guys. I know there are a lot of people out there who already know this kind of stuff, but if you didn't know any of this, or you only knew some, then I hope that you found this video useful. If you did, leave some sort of rating and tell me what you're going to implement into your playstyle. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you all for tuning in. This is Sniper 474, and I'm out. I'll see you on the battlefield.